Everyone, it's Lance from the Wrath Lance, and today it's new bike day, new bike ride, new review. And what are we reviewing? Hey,
Over here.
hey. We're reviewing the KINGBULL LITERIDER 2.0 in purple, if you can see. We will stop in just a little while, give you a better overview of this. But let's do a little riding first. So this is a 20-inch wheel with 4-inch fat tires. It is a folding bike. So for those who need a folding bike, throw it in your car, use it for camping, just have a small storage place to put it in. This one does fold. Folds in half and the handlebars fold down. Okay. I actually do like this color. I told my wife I picked purple and she said, "What?" I keep telling her, I keep looking at it and I tell her if I lick it, I bet it tastes good because the purple looks so nice. It looks like taffy. I ain't gonna lick it though, so don't worry. Now I have ridden this a little while before I got to this ride, and I think the initial quality is pretty nice. Seems to be a very tight package. Hey, squirrely! Whoa! Man. Okay, well, speaking of the brakes, you saw that I just needed to do a little panic brake so I didn't run over a squirrel. These do have hydraulic disc brakes on 180mm rotors. I'll give you a closer up look of it in just a little while. But they are from a brand I've never heard of before. But they seem to be doing a fine job. Which way we gonna go? Let's go to the left this time. Now this is a cadence sensor bike. So all of you who just love to move the pedals and want the bike to do most of the work, this one will do it for you. It's got a 750 watt motor and the battery is a 48 volt 15 amp hour battery. And the display, it looks pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. I'll try and get a closer up look or a closer up shot of it later. But I am wearing polarized sunglasses and I can see it. That's always nice. But let's just do some cruising. I'll talk about things as they pop into my head. Now this will be a ghost pedaling bike. It tops out at 20. It's set that way. I don't know if you can get into the menu and unlock it. I'll have to look at that in a future video. But right now I've just left everything stock. So you can see it the way you would get it if you bought this bike. See, right now I'm up to 19, almost 20, and I'm I would have a hard time keeping up. I'd be pedaling too fast. But this is a nice little cruiser. What else we got? It's got front suspension. It's not full suspension. And these forks, I'll show you a little later. They're called Muzo or Mozo. Let's do a little. Oh, those things are nice. They're soaking it right up. I'm watching it. I'm going to try and put the 360 camera down there a little later so you can see the fork in action. But this fork actually does better. And it's a lot quieter than the new XP4. How are we doing there? No wobbles? No wobbles. Over here, my favorite local park, because it's close to home, that's why it's favorite. Everything's drying up. Look at all the dry weeds. See, look at the mountains in the background there. Yeah, I think maybe last time we were here, everything was nice and green. Not anymore. Should we keep going down there or should we go in the park? You know, let's go down there and then we'll go through the front entrance of the park. Maybe give a wave to the park ranger if they're there. And right now, I'm just using throttle. It is a twist throttle. Haven't had those in a while. I know the XP4 has one, which is also nice. Let's see, what's the adjustability in this throttle? Can you hold it in a position and it just stays that way, or does it just give you everything it's got? No, you can adjust it. That's nice. I like that better than just trying to use your thumb all the time, because then your thumb gets tired if you're doing a lot of throttle work. Now this does have the 4-inch knobby fat tires. And they said this is an off-road capable bike, but you know, we're talking dirt roads. This is not something you're going to take out and just ride really hard and pound into the ground. This is more of a cruiser. I think that's why it would probably make a great like campground bike. Something you throw in your motorhome and you need to make a quick trip to the camp store, grab a bag of ice, because this does have a rack on it in the back, and I haven't looked at the accessories, but I'm sure they also make a basket for the back. They do in the front, because I can see where they have it's like the bosses for a front rack. I'm gonna have to show you their logo. It looks similar to a very popular sport-oriented company. I'll show it to you, and then you can decide what company I'm talking about. Well, nobody's here. All right. Yep, salute America. Okay, let's go down. We're gonna pick one of these picnic benches down here, and I'll give you a closer up look of this bike and talk about a few things on it. All right, so there it is, the KINGBULL Literider 2.0 in purple. That's why I say, if I lick that, I bet it tastes good. It just looks like a nice purple Jolly Rancher, a piece of taffy. It's a cool color though. But let's go over it. Okay, so what do we have here? So we have a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery that goes right here, and you can unlock it, and you can charge it off the bike, or you can charge it using this port right here. What else we got here? We have a folding bike. Here's the latch to unlock it, to fold the bike in half, and here's the latch to bring the handlebars down. This also has another latch that will raise these handlebars up or down according to your height. Now I gotta have it pretty high. Let's look at that seat. I am 6 feet tall, and this does come with a very soft seat. A very soft seat, but that would be something I would change, because that softness is elusive. Once you've sat on it for about 2 minutes, it feels like you're sitting on a tree stump. But anyways, most people will probably change their seat out anyways, because that's always one of those personal preference things. Now it does come with a rear rack, and I'll put the weight that it can hold up on the screen. And here's the bosses for a front rack. And look at that. Look at that, how big that front light is. And while we're up here, I like these forks. These Muzo, it says Muzo suspension technology. These actually work better than the ones on my new XP4. Sorry, Lectric, but they do. I'd like to see these on the XP4. That'd be pretty cool. What else we got here? Okay, we got a 7-speed, and that's a tourney derailleur, a Shimano tourney derailleur, and it comes with a thumb shifter. And while we're up here, here's the little control panel, and on, PAS down, PAS up, headlight, and electronic horn. Let's hear the horn. Will this sound like a motorcycle cop is trying to pull you over? Yep. Let's move this into the shade and see if you can see the display. There's the display. I know you're probably getting a little, it's probably doing this, but it's just the way the camera picks it up. But it's a pretty cool display. I like it. Kind of a futuristic, I guess you could say. And over here on the right side, you have the half twist throttle right there, and these brakes. So these brakes are from a company called Dyseland, and they are hydraulic disc brakes on 180 millimeter rotors. Kind of got a cool pattern to them. Almost looks like a carbon fiber pattern. Have no complaints on them so far. They stopped me really well. The one thing I would like to point out though is, let me see if I can get you a good look at it right here. You see this adjuster knob right here? I'm probably going to have to loosen all this up and push this in, because when I'm riding, you see it? It is right on my knuckle. And one good stop fast or twist with my there, I'm going to be taking the skin off my knuckle right there. And it's the same way on both sides. So that's something I'll have to adjust. And I think just simply moving these over a little so it's past where I have my hand would be okay. What else we got here? We also have a tail light, which is a brake light. Looks like my fender's a little crooked. I'll have to straighten that out. But that is a brake light. It will activate with the brakes. But there you have it. The KINGBULL 2.0, Literider 2.0. It's a pretty nice little bike. But let's continue with the riding. So let's get back on the bike and let's do a little acceleration testing and brake testing. And we'll do it on that road right there. Now I'm not going to be timing the acceleration, but I'll tell you if I feel it's fast or slow. And of course you'll be able to see the braking. So let's just get to it. And then we'll come over here, and I have a little area in the grass over there to do a little hill climb test. But let's go ahead and we'll start at this line here. And we'll see how long it takes to get to the 20-mile-an-hour mark. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. We're in PAS 5. The PAS levels are dictated in the throttle. 17, 18, 19. There. So it actually topped out at about 19.3, and that happened right about where this fire extinguisher is. So you can see the line I started up over there to here. That's not too bad. You know what that is? That's a very smooth accelerator, very controlled. And for a lot of us older folks, that's definitely something we want to have. We don't want to have something that jerks you around and gives you surprises, but smooth power delivery. It's always key for a nice leisurely ride. But now let's go ahead and try the brakes. We will get up to speed again, and I'll hit the brakes at the yellow fire extinguisher. Ready? Here we go. Ready? we go, and stop. I always like to try and stop without locking up the back end and dragging it. But you can see, from there to there. That's pretty good. From almost 20 miles an hour and hitting the brakes. That's pretty good. Okay, let's go over here into the grassy area. We're gonna try and climb that little hill there. So let's go around. Now, I don't know if it's gonna do it. We're gonna try it from a dead stop. Now, I am 250 pounds. And I just don't know if it's gonna do it. But we're sure gonna give it a try. Ready? It's, oh boy. Maybe I should pick a smoother hill start. This got a lot of bumps in it. You ready? I'm having my doubts, but here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, I hit a big bump and it stopped me. Okay, but I don't think that was going to be enough to get me up the hill. So, right there. Now we're going to try it pedaling. And we're gonna get it down to first gear. Let me get turned around here. Oy, 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 oy. Suspension seat post would be good for this bike. Okay, let's just pedal. Oh my gosh, I gotta try again. My foot came off. I got big feet. Well, I don't have big feet, but I have wide shoes on, and it messed me up a little there. Okay, let's try this again. Ready? Third time's a charm, right? I'm pedaling. Cadence is in. Here's that bump again. There we go. That was good. That was good. So now I can show you how steep that hill was. Let me go here to the side. Take a look. So you can see it's pretty steep. Starts off and then it gets a little steeper towards the end, towards the top. But getting a 250-pound guy up the hill with just some easy pedaling, that's pretty good. Now let's go around and cruise around the tighter parts of the trail and see how this maneuvers. So I went through the tight stuff pretty good. I had to take it a little easy because I put my 360 camera out in the front too much, so on those really tight stuff, I had to really be careful that I didn't get the camera caught in a bush or something as I made a sharp turn. But anyways, who do I think this bike is for? Well, I think it's for those who they want a simple bike to cruise. People who are lacking in storage space that can use the advantage of this folding. RVers, for sure. You know, using it as a camp bike, something that, again, folds up, or it's small enough to put on a rack to carry it with them. The older crowd, for sure, because of being a step through, it's just real easy to get on. The only thing, any upgrades, I think the only upgrade I would probably do on this would be just to get a better comfort seat. That's what I think. But other than that, if you're looking for a cadence sensor bike that's easy to use, it's got smooth power delivery, I think this one might be one you want to check out. I'll have a link to it in the description if you want to check it out more. But I think they did a pretty good job. We're going to get a few more rides on this before I completely sign off on it, I guess you can say. But from what I'm seeing right now, I think it will be a pretty good bike. But anyways, we have the bike pointed towards home. So you all have a great day, great ride, great week, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.